Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Life is tough. You don't need me to tell you that. We all face challenges, some big, some small. But here's the thing. No matter how hard it gets, the way you think about it changes everything. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, the power of positive thinking. Now, I'm not talking about ignoring the struggles. I'm not telling you to put on rose-colored glasses and pretend like everything is perfect. What I am telling you is that your mindset, how you approach the world, how you look at your problems, determines your success. It's all about perspective. See, it's easy to focus on the negatives. We live in a world where bad news spreads fast. People love to tell you why you can't do something. But let me tell you, that negativity, that's just a distraction. It's a tool the world uses to keep you stuck. Our mindset has a profound impact on how we experience life. The way we think about the world shapes our reality, and that includes how we approach challenges. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring the tough parts of life or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's about choosing how we respond to what happens to us. When we embrace a positive mindset, we see obstacles as opportunities rather than insurmountable walls. It's this shift in perspective that gives us the resilience and determination to keep pushing forward, no matter how difficult the situation may seem. Think about it for a moment. Every day we face situations that test our patience, our strength, and our perseverance. Some of these situations are big, like a career setback, the loss of a loved one, or a financial struggle. Others are smaller, like a traffic jam or an argument with a friend. The key isn't that challenges will never come our way. They will, it's inevitable. The key is in how we choose to deal with them. A positive mindset helps us approach life with a sense of optimism, hope, and belief that things will get better, no matter how dark it may seem in the moment. When we cultivate a positive mindset, we start to see setbacks differently. Instead of focusing on how bad things are or how unfair life seems, we begin to ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? A person with a positive mindset doesn't dwell on the problem. Instead, they take action to find solutions. They focus on the things they can control rather than getting bogged down by what they can't. This shift in perspective is what makes all the difference. It's not that they aren't facing challenges, they are. But they know that their reaction to those challenges is what will ultimately determine their success. Consider someone who is facing a job loss. For many, losing a job can feel like the end of the world. It brings up feelings of failure, insecurity, and fear of the unknown. But someone with a positive mindset doesn't let those negative emotions take over. They might feel disappointment, but they don't let it define them. Instead, they think, this is an opportunity for growth. Maybe this is a sign that I need to change directions or pursue something I've always wanted to do. That mindset leads them to take action, updating their resume, networking with others, exploring new career paths, and ultimately, they may find a job that is a better fit for them, one that they never would have discovered had they not had the courage to keep moving forward. This type of thinking doesn't come naturally to everyone. It takes practice, commitment, and patience. For many of us, the default response to adversity is to focus on the negative, to get stuck in the problem, rather than look for the solution. But when we intentionally choose to shift our mindset, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. Positive thinking is about training the brain to see the good even when it seems hard to find. It's about developing the mental strength to move forward no matter how daunting the road ahead may appear. A positive mindset also allows us to manage stress more effectively. Stress is a natural part of life, and it's not something that can be entirely avoided. However, our perception of stress has a huge impact on how we experience it. When we see stress as something we can handle and overcome, it doesn't feel as overwhelming. A positive thinker might say, this is a challenge, but I can deal with it. I've faced difficult situations before, and I came out stronger. I'll do the same now. This mindset doesn't make stress go away, but it changes the way we handle it. Instead of allowing stress to paralyze us, We feel more empowered to take action and tackle the problem head on. The impact of positive thinking extends beyond how we deal with challenges. It also affects our overall well-being. People who adopt a positive mindset tend to be healthier, both mentally and physically. Positive thinking can reduce the risk of depression, anxiety, and chronic stress, while also improving our immune system and heart health. It fosters better relationships because positive people are more likely to engage in supportive, nurturing behaviors. They're more optimistic, more encouraging, and they tend to lift others up rather than bring them down. But how do we cultivate this positive mindset? The first step is awareness. We need to be aware of our thoughts and how they influence our actions. When we notice that we're thinking negatively, we can make a conscious effort to change our thinking. It might take time, but over time, we can train our brains to default to a more positive outlook. This doesn't mean we ignore our emotions or suppress negative feelings. It means that we allow ourselves to feel those emotions, but then choose not to stay stuck in them. We acknowledge the difficulty, but we also remind ourselves that this moment doesn't define who we are or our future. An important aspect of positive thinking is gratitude. Focusing on what we're thankful for helps us shift our focus from what's wrong to what's right. It's easy to get caught up in the problems. But taking a moment each day to reflect on the things we appreciate can help reset our mindset. Whether it's our health, our loved ones, or the opportunities we have, the gratitude grounds us in positivity and reminds us of the good things in our lives. Believing in yourself is one of the most powerful tools you can possess in life. It is the foundation on which all success is built. No matter how many obstacles you encounter, or how many people try to tell you that you're not capable, the belief you have in yourself can carry you through to greater achievements. When you truly believe in your abilities, you give yourself the permission to take risks, to fail, and to grow. Without self-belief, even the most talented individuals will find themselves stuck, unsure of their potential, and hesitant to take the necessary steps to move forward. Self-belief is not just a fleeting feeling. It's a deep-rooted conviction in who you are and what you can accomplish. It's not arrogance, but an acknowledgement of your strengths and the recognition that, even in your weaknesses, there is room for growth. A person who believes in themselves understands that failure is not the end. It's simply a part of the process. Mistakes are inevitable, but they don't define you unless you let them. Instead, those mistakes become valuable lessons that add to your understanding of what works and what doesn't. Without this belief in your own potential, you risk giving up too soon or not even trying at all. Think about the many stories of people who started with nothing, facing incredible adversity, but through sheer belief in themselves, they achieved greatness. The world's most successful individuals, whether they're athletes, entrepreneurs, actors, or activists, didn't always have the perfect path laid out for them. Many had their own doubts, fears, and naysayers along the way. What set them apart was their unshakable belief in their abilities, even when the world didn't see their vision. It wasn't that they were without fear or failure, but that they continued to move forward despite those things. They kept going because they believed deep down that they could succeed. Believing in yourself also means trusting in your decisions. We all face moments when we're uncertain, when the right path isn't clear, and when taking a leap of faith feels like a risk. But it's in those moments that self-belief becomes critical. When you have confidence in your judgment, you're willing to make decisions based on what feels right for you, even if the outcome is uncertain. This belief in yourself allows you to take risks that lead to growth, development, and eventual success. If you let fear of failure or criticism hold you back, you'll find yourself playing it safe, never challenging yourself to go beyond what's comfortable. But self-belief pushes you past your comfort zone and encourages you to embrace opportunities even when they seem daunting. Believing in yourself doesn't mean that everything will be easy or that the path will always be clear. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. There may even be times when others tell you that you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed. In those moments, the belief in yourself becomes the anchor that keeps you steady. It helps you filter out the negativity and noise from others. Remember that people's opinions are often shaped by their own experiences, limitations, and fears. Just because someone doubts you doesn't mean you should doubt yourself. Self-belief requires you to tune into your own voice and trust that with perseverance and hard work, you can reach your goals. The voices of doubt, whether from others or within yourself, are only temporary if you choose to reject them and instead embrace your own potential. Belief in yourself is also crucial when it comes to overcoming imposter syndrome. Many people, especially those who are driven to succeed, experience feelings of inadequacy, thinking they're not worthy of the success they've achieved, or that they don't belong in certain spaces. These feelings are often exacerbated when faced with new challenges or when entering unfamiliar environments. But self-belief is what combats those feelings of being an imposter. When you trust in your own worth and value, you silence the inner critic and replace it with a voice that affirms your rightful place in any situation. You realize that you earned your success through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to improving yourself. That sense of belief allows you to fully step into your power and embrace your achievements without guilt or self-doubt. Believing in yourself empowers you to be resilient. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from failure. It's about remaining strong and continuing to move forward when things aren't going according to plan. Self-belief fuels your resilience because when you believe in your capabilities, you trust that even the hardest obstacles can be overcome. It gives you the mental fortitude to stay focused on your goals, even when the road ahead is uncertain or filled with challenges. People who believe in themselves are not easily deterred by setbacks because they understand that failure is a temporary state and not a reflection of their overall potential. They have the ability to bounce back stronger, more determined, and more focused on their vision. This belief also extends to the way you interact with others. People who believe in themselves tend to inspire confidence in others as well. When you show self-assurance in your decisions and actions, people are more likely to believe in you and support your endeavors. This is important, especially when you're trying to build relationships or gain trust in a professional setting. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to do so? Self-belief radiates outwards, and it has the power to attract opportunities and connections that align with your ambitions. It also sets an example for those around you, showing them the power of self-confidence and inspiring them to believe in themselves too. Another significant aspect of self-belief is its ability to combat fear. Fear can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking action and moving toward our goals. But when we believe in ourselves, fear loses its grip. While fear may still be present, it becomes less of a barrier and more of a signal to take action. When you have faith in your ability to handle challenges, fear becomes a motivator rather than a hindrance. You know that no matter what happens, you are capable of managing the outcome. This is the power of self-belief. It transforms fear into courage and empowers you to move forward despite the uncertainties. The more you believe in yourself, the more likely you are to take the steps necessary to achieve your dreams. It all begins with having a firm understanding of who you are, what you stand for, and what you're capable of. Once you cultivate that belief, there is no limit to what you can achieve. When you believe in yourself, you create a foundation of confidence, resilience, and determination that allows you to overcome any challenge and seize every opportunity that comes your way. Failure is often viewed as a negative, something to avoid at all costs. Many people see failure as the end of the road, as an indication that they are not good enough or that they are incapable of achieving their goals. Failure is not the end. It is, in fact, a vital part of success. The key to success lies not in avoiding failure, but in learning to embrace it, understand it, and use it as a stepping stone to greater achievements. The ability to use setbacks as stepping stones is what sets successful people apart from those who give up too easily. It is a mindset, a way of thinking that sees failure not as a defeat, but as a lesson, a necessary part of the journey to growth and accomplishment. One of the most powerful aspects of failure is its ability to teach us. When things don't go as planned, when we face rejection or make mistakes, it forces us to reflect on what went wrong. This reflection allows us to gain insight into the situation and make adjustments for the future. It helps us become better problem solvers and more capable individuals. For example, an entrepreneur who fails in their first attempt at starting a business doesn't quit and give up on entrepreneurship. Instead, they analyze the reasons for their failure. Was it the business model, the market research, the execution? This reflection becomes a powerful learning experience that equips them to build a stronger, more successful business in the future. The same principle applies to any area of life. Whether you're pursuing a career, working on a personal goal, or learning a new skill, failure offers a unique opportunity to improve. It forces you to step back, reassess your approach, and make the necessary changes. For someone learning to play an instrument, for example, making mistakes is an essential part of the process. Each wrong note or missed rhythm is a chance to refine technique and deepen understanding. If we were to stop playing every time we made a mistake, we would never improve. But by accepting failure as a part of the learning process, we allow ourselves to grow and become better. Failure also helps to build resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties and adapt to change. Every time we face failure, we have an opportunity to strengthen our resilience. Instead of giving up, we develop the mental toughness needed to overcome adversity. It teaches us to keep going, even when things are tough, because we know that failure doesn't define us. It's just a temporary setback. Think about a professional athlete. They train for hours, pushing their bodies to the limit. They fail, they get injured, and they lose games. But they don't let those failures keep them from reaching their goals. Each setback is a lesson in how to become better, how to improve, and how to overcome challenges. The resilience they build through failure is what allows them to continue striving for greatness, no matter how many times they fall short. Failure helps to cultivate humility. When we fail, we are reminded that we don't have all the answers and that there is always room for growth. Failure teaches us that success is not guaranteed and that we need to remain humble and open to learning. This humility is not a sign of weakness, rather, it is a sign of strength. It shows that we are willing to acknowledge our flaws and work to improve them. The most successful individuals are often those who remain humble, who understand that their journey is ongoing and that every failure is an opportunity to learn and evolve. Humility also makes us more open to feedback and criticism. When we can accept that failure is part of the process, we become more willing to listen to others, to take advice, and to make the necessary changes that will help us succeed in the future. Another important aspect of using failure as a stepping stone is the ability to persevere. Perseverance is the determination to keep going, no matter how many times you fail. It's about pushing through the tough times, not because you expect immediate success, but because you believe that with effort and time, you will reach your goal. Perseverance is what helps us turn failure into success. It's easy to quit when things get difficult, but perseverance enables us to keep moving forward, to keep learning, and to keep growing. It is this quality that allows us to eventually break through and reach our goals. The most successful people are those who have failed the most, not because they are perfect, but because they are persistent. They understand that failure is not something to fear, but something to overcome. In fact, many of the greatest success stories come from individuals who face significant failures before finding their path to success. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He failed thousands of times before finally inventing the light bulb. He didn't see these failures as setbacks. Instead, he viewed them as experiments that taught him valuable lessons. Each failure brought him one step closer to his ultimate goal. "I have not failed," he famously said. "I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset allowed Edison to persist through the failures and ultimately achieve his goal. J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before the Harry Potter books were published. Her manuscript was turned down by multiple publishers, but she didn't let those rejections define her. Instead of giving up, she kept pushing forward, believing in her story and her ability to tell it. Her persistence paid off when the books were finally published and became a global phenomenon. If she had given up after the first or the second or the 20th rejection, she would never have reached the success she has today. Failure also gives us the opportunity to redefine our goals and adjust our expectations. Sometimes, when we fail, it's not because we are incapable of success, but because we are pursuing the wrong goals. Failure forces us to reevaluate our desires and consider whether our path is the right one. It provides us with the space to reflect on whether our goals align with our values, passions, and strengths. This introspection is valuable as it helps us set more meaningful and achievable goals moving forward. Through failure, we gain clarity on what truly matters to us, and we adjust our trajectory accordingly. Failure teaches us that success is not linear. It is not a straight line from point A to point B. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns. But each failure, each setback, is simply a step in the right direction. It is a necessary part of the process, a key ingredient in the recipe for success. Failure is not something to fear or avoid. It is something to embrace, learn from, and use as fuel to keep moving forward. By adopting the mindset that failure is a stepping stone, we unlock the potential for growth, resilience, and ultimately success. Taking action is the most essential aspect of achieving anything worthwhile in life. Positive thinking and self-belief are powerful tools, but without action, they remain abstract concepts. The true power lies in how we channel those thoughts into tangible efforts, transforming our mindset into reality. Action is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. It's the thing that separates dreamers from doers. The belief that you can succeed is important, but it's the steps you take that determine your success. Without action, even the most brilliant ideas or grand aspirations will remain nothing more than fantasies. Action is not just about moving forward. It's about moving with purpose and determination. The simple act of taking one step after another, no matter how small, can have a profound impact on our progress. It can build momentum, which makes it easier to continue working toward a goal. It can transform feelings of uncertainty into confidence, because each action taken brings you closer to your desired outcome. When you take action, you affirm that you are in control of your own destiny. It is through action that we discover our potential, and it is through action that we begin to break down the barriers that stand between us and our goals. Many people are familiar with the concept of analysis paralysis, where overthinking and overanalyzing can stop us from making any progress. We can get caught up in the details, wondering whether our plan is perfect or if we're making the right choice. While it's essential to plan and be thoughtful in our decisions, sometimes the fear of making a mistake can prevent us from doing anything at all. In these moments, action becomes the antidote to doubt. The act of simply moving forward, even with imperfect plans, is often the best way to overcome fear. It's better to take a step and adjust along the way than to remain stuck in a state of inaction. The truth is that no plan is ever perfect, and there will always be challenges along the way. But as you take action, you learn, adapt, and grow stronger. When we talk about taking action, it's crucial to understand that it doesn't always mean grand gestures or major leaps. Action comes in many forms, and it's often the small, consistent steps that lead to lasting success. The process of putting in the effort every day, even when progress feels slow, is what accumulates over time. For example, someone who wants to become fit doesn't have to run a marathon on their first day at the gym. What matters is that they take the first step. Whether it's getting to the gym, starting a workout routine, or simply going for a walk. Each small action builds upon the previous one. Over time, those small steps add up and lead to significant change. Similarly, in professional and personal development, it's the consistent effort, the small actions taken day after day that lead to mastery, success, and fulfillment. Taking action also means stepping out of your comfort zone. It's easy to remain in familiar territory where things feel safe and predictable, but nothing great ever comes from staying within those boundaries. Taking action requires courage, the courage to try something new, to take risks, and to face the unknown. Whether it's applying for a new job, starting a business, or pursuing a creative project, stepping outside of your comfort zone can be daunting. But it's through these actions that we unlock our true potential. By pushing beyond the limits of what we're comfortable with, we allow ourselves to grow, learn, and expand our horizons. The more we step into the unknown, the more we realize that our capabilities extend far beyond what we initially believed. Another critical aspect of action is that it requires discipline. Taking consistent, focused action over time is what leads to success. Discipline is the ability to stay committed to your goals even when motivation fades or obstacles arise. It's easy to take action when you're inspired, but what about when the excitement fades and the initial enthusiasm wears off? That's when discipline matters the most. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and continuing to put in the work. Discipline doesn't mean pushing yourself to the point of burnout, but it does mean prioritizing your goals and consistently taking steps toward them, regardless of external circumstances. It's about making progress even on the days when you feel less motivated. This is where the power of routine comes into play. Establishing a routine that incorporates the actions needed to reach your goals is one of the most effective ways to stay on track. When you make progress a part of your daily routine, it becomes a habit, and habits are powerful. They allow us to continue moving forward even when our motivation is lacking. For instance, someone who wants to write a book doesn't need to write the entire novel in one sitting. What they need is a daily writing habit where they commit to writing a certain number of words each day. Over time, those daily efforts compound into something significant. This is why action, no matter how small, is so important. When we take consistent action, we're essentially building the foundation for long-term success. Action is a source of feedback. When you take action, you begin to receive valuable information about what works and what doesn't. Every decision you make and every effort you put in brings new insights that can help you course correct and improve. This feedback loop is one of the most effective ways to refine your approach and ensure you're on the right path. It helps you identify where you need to adjust your strategy, and it allows you to see tangible progress toward your goals. When you take action, you're no longer just dreaming. You're actively engaging with the process, learning from the results, and evolving as you move forward. One of the most powerful results of taking action is that it can build confidence. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. It strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed. Action dispels doubt and shows you that progress is possible. It may not always feel easy or straightforward, but each step you take reinforces the idea that you are moving towards something meaningful. Confidence grows from the knowledge that you are doing the work, and that in itself is a form of success. Taking action is the catalyst for transformation. It's the difference between wishing for something and actually making it happen. It's about moving beyond thoughts, ideas, and intentions and into the realm of real, tangible progress. Action brings dreams to life and turns them into reality. While positive thinking and self-belief are essential, without action, they are just empty concepts. It's through action that we make progress, grow, and ultimately succeed. Taking action is not just about doing something, it's about doing something with purpose, consistency, and commitment. It's the key to turning your potential into achievement.